All right, y'all. Welcome to another episode of the Pull Up Experience. You're in for a good treat, okay? Yet again, we have another wonderful guest with us. We have
280.
280. Okay, how can I
280.
skip? I can't bypass that. 280 on the road to 300.
Come on now.
Couldn't be a better way to do it. 2025 is just that year.
Yes,
I'm
it
just
is.
saying. I'm just saying. And to top it on off, someone who just celebrated her birthday last month, you know. But listen, we have the phenomenal, honestly a multi-serial entrepreneur in the building, Miss Alisha. Gullatt.
Yes. You got it right.
Okay, see, I got myself.
It's French.
Okay, all right. Well, we was just talking about how fancy we give the names, and she came through.
I had to practice it for a year before I got married, so it's okay.
Oh, did you? Okay.
I can still remember to this day my mother saying, it's Gullatt, it's French.
I love it though. You're the only one I know. So
Yeah, that's a fact.
Gullatt in the building.
That's
All
me.
right. Welcome to the Pull Up Experience.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for
coming.
having me. Thank
yes. We couldn't wait to have you.
We
So it's
can't
gonna
wait.
be a good one.
Yes, we already know it's gonna be a good one. We already laughing off camera.
Yes, having a good time.
Having a good time.
Yes.
So, madam,
Yes.
Cleveland born and raised?
No, sir. I'm from Ohio, but I'm from small town, Warren, near Youngstown.
Come on now. Shout out to Ohio.
Yeah. So no, I am not a Cleveland native.
Okay.
But I've been here for almost a decade. No, I've been here over a decade. So, I mean, I feel like I've been adopted. I feel
Come
like
on
the city
now.
has brought
That's
me
right.
here. So it gives I'm a Cleveland native.
Absolutely.
It does.
I'm gonna say we get the Cleveland vibes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
So let's talk about growing up, okay?
Okay, let's talk.
Let's talk about growing up, right?
Yeah.
Was entrepreneurship always something that was on your mind, or is it something that you gradually came into?
Okay, so let's talk about it. So I can remember back as far as being 7. And I was really obsessed with beads at the time. I grew up in dance and in dance competitions. So like glitz, glam, competition, uniforms, costumes, that whole thing was like a big deal. So for me, my mom would go to the craft store. She's very crafty. And she would go to the craft store all the time. And I'd be like, can I get those beads? And then eventually one Christmas, I want to say maybe about 8, she bought me this box that was like an organizer for all of my different beads to make bracelets and necklaces and charms and things like that. So I'm like, oh, you messed up because this box looks like a suitcase. So instantly, I'm like, I'm a boss. Let's go. Let's work. So I start beading and making bracelets and necklaces and earrings. And then my mom starts like giving me these books to like really study and understand what I was doing. And I lived in a beautiful community full of just like a lot of old people. So they really like, I would go door to door. I would sell. I would write them out a receipt. I'm like 8.
Right.
Okay. I'm like 8 or 9. be friends. And they'd be like, you the competition.
Dang.
And I'd be like, you right, and you better be ready. Because, baby, I'm taking the crown and I'm bringing home the trophy. So maybe you don't want to be my friend. But then after, I'd win or whatever, then they want to be like, hey, what's the
Yeah, right. Something all right.
So, yeah, definitely went through that. But I loved going through situations like that because it made me more adaptable in this age.
Okay.
I feel like I can walk in any room and I can just be
Come on
me.
now.
I can be comfortable. I don't have to change who I am. I don't have to change my dialect to fit in. I don't have to do any of that. I can just
Come on now.
I can just be me.
All
That's
right.
dope.
That's the best way to be.
That helped.
And let me ask you this: not the principal, but I know I'm not a dancer. I'm
Yeah.
a terrible dancer. By the way.
Understood. We're gonna work on that.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. With that being said, I know disciplines that I have to go into. What skills would you say you learned with dance that you applied when you started? Well, not when you started, but that you can apply to entrepreneurship.
Ooh, discipline. Big discipline. In the competitive world, you have to look the part. Like, you have to look the part. Because the dance costumes you have to look the part. And not only do you have to look the part, your body has to be so fit to pull off these stunts. And not only are we doing just one dance, I would be in 10 dances maybe across a whole weekend. So,
Wow.
it's
a lot of different routines.
And each routine costs a whole lot of money. And then every time you go to compete, you got to pay for each routine that you submit yourself to be judged on. So, yeah, discipline, makeup. Makeup. I started doing stage makeup on myself when I was about 9. And because I was in so many dances, my mom wouldn't be able to get backstage in time for me to be back on stage. So and my dance teacher would set up all my dance costumes in the dressing room. It's one big dressing room. Everybody in the competition is getting dressed at one time. You don't have time to look to your left and look to your right, see what's going on anywhere because you got to be back on stage. And if you miss your curtain call, you're screwed. The competition is not going back. And that means your mom's money is gone. Your dance studio
That's
is
pressure.
looking crazy. Like 9.
So young.
Yeah,
9.
right, 9.
9. So I was like, I've got
we like to
this.
play
Yeah,
around
that's
when we
right.
9.
That's right. I'm like, I got this. I got my makeup organized. I know what hair I got to change. I know I got to.
You doing it all yourself. You know I'm doing 9. I ain't gonna say
All that makeup.
no, wasn't that. No, not at all.
Woo! You know what I was doing at 9? I get it. What I wish I was doing at 9.
Yeah.
No, I get it. I get it for sure.
No, and shout out to you because, like I said, discipline. Like I said, I could just even hearing so I'm like, discipline got to be number 1.
Discipline.
I got you.
Discipline on how to carry yourself. Discipline on. You want to be a teenager at that time. You want to go hang out. You want to go skating and do the movies and stay out all night. You can. However, you better love it because everything that comes with it, who you are as a person when you are getting that close to another person, when you're offering that service on a person, it takes a certain type of person to do that, and for people to be comfortable with that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
That's good. So let me ask you this, because you're an artist, by the way. Like, I want to put emphasis on artist.
Sure.
Let's talk about the times when let's talk about the lessons that you learned or the mistakes you made that helped you become a better artist.
Ooh. Understanding and knowing my value.
Yeah.
That was first.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, that's for everybody.
Yeah, all the way across the board. No matter what you do, understand and know every single day you should be putting a foot towards being better, but you should also be putting a foot towards understanding why you deserve what you're asking for and how you can continuously get better and why people should value what your craft is.
That's a bar.
Yes. So for me, I want to say just going through different experiences because I wanted it so bad. I had that passion. I had that hunger. And doing things like celebrities and not getting paid for it. And then celebrities promise you a certain thing and then they don't follow through. I did a lot of celebrities. I did a lot of print work. I did a lot of media, movie, commercial work. I pretty much did everything I wanted to do within that realm. And it taught me, okay, number one, the most valuable and most important client is your client that's just from next door.
Wow.
That's the best person. They value you. They understand you. They value what you can give. They want to keep coming back, and they want to bring other people with them, which is wonderful. So I learned through dealing with a lot of celebrities. I finally put my foot down and was like, I'm done with that. And I'm going to really cater towards my community, pouring into people that are up and coming, and even makeup artists that are up and coming. Like, I love pouring into them. I remember being that person and trying to figure out all these trends and how to make these things work with my brushes that I had, and I didn't have a person I could be like, hey, can you like walk me through this? So I love being that person. I love pouring into the upcoming next generations because number one, they need it, and number two, I needed that. So when I want to be who I needed for them. Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Does that answer your question?
No, that was a perfect.
Okay.
That
all
was
right.
a great answer.
I'm like, did I hit it?
No, you got it.
Okay.
You definitely did. So before there was social media, because
Yes.
like you said, when you mentioned Mac, I
Yeah.
already knew you took us back.
Yes, ma'am.
Listen, I
All the
remember
way.
Mac, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So, you really had to get it out the mud, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Really have to find your clientele.
Woo.
So how do you feel, fast forward to when social media got introduced, how did that help, boost your business?
Oh my gosh. Well, first of all, when social media dropped, it was kind of like I already knew what to do.
Ooh.
Oh.
And the reason why was because working for a company like Mac full time as like I had worked my way up in that company. So I knew what corporate was about at a high level because they were at the top for such a long time. Like nobody could compete with them. And just watching how ahead they were, how they knew how to utilize celebrities without really utilizing celebrities, and how they also didn't do any marketing.
No.
They didn't do any marketing. No. So they figured out how to be the cool brand and make people like lose their minds for exclusivity in product. And I just took all of that and made my own brand. Okay. So I was like, oh, I got an audience? Oh, you should have never let me get an audience. I know what to do with this. And did. Okay. Ran it up. Yes. So, yeah.
Okay.
That's how we got there.
That's right.
Social media definitely. I didn't have to figure it out. I already had it.
You already had it. Whoo! Title, Steve. I already had it.
We'll figure out the title for you.
I already had it.
Some options.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. So what would you maybe encourage someone who does want to be, go into that field of makeup artists and don't have it right off the bat
Yeah.
and need some help figuring it out, what
For
would be
sure.
like your best advice for them?
A couple things. Number one, find someone who is someone you look up to in the business. Someone that you say, you know, how they're doing that, that's how I want to do that. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. And coming from an OG and coming from up and coming, on either side, there's nothing wrong with that. That's how we elevate as a unit, as a community. We need more of that. So find someone who looks like gives the energy you're looking for. And talk to them, get some words of wisdom from them. Also, pay attention to what you are marketing as yourself, because what you market is what you receive in this industry, in the beauty industry. What you look like, the energy that you give, all the way down to the looks and the trends that you align yourself with, that's who you're going to get. So if there's people that are coming in the door and you're like, man, I'm just really not feeling these people, you need to switch some things around and look at yourself, inner reflect, and pay attention to how you're coming off, because how you're coming off is going to be who you attract. And then lastly, just staying on top of trend, making sure you understand, number one, where you stand at in the trend. Right now, trending makeup is, I don't like it. It's very bold. It's very strong enough for a man. It's given, it's just so strong. It's like, oh my gosh, how did we get here? And if I was still, because I am retired. I've been retired from makeup artistry for about 2 years.
Yeah, we was gonna touch on that too.
I was going to touch on that. Yeah.
But if I was still there, there's some things I would have to stand on business with as far as being a woman and what I want to project and what I want my clientele to look like. Because, baby, we're giving soft glam beauty. We're not giving like, you should be able to do this. You should be able to. You should be able to and be like, oh, we're good. Yeah. Not, oh my
I
God.
literally hugged some ladies.
And you're
I'm
wearing the
like,
makeup. You are wearing that
what happened?
makeup.
What happened to you, bro? I'm like, oh, no.
I got hit with the makeup murderer. That's what I got. That's what I got. Yeah, no, I get it.
Or I've been out with a girl. It's like, who? Like, I'm like,
Where'd
the
this
cheating,
come from?
like,
Yeah.
I'm like,
I don't even know. I was just hugged.
Yeah,
That's it.
I ain't do nothing.
Trust me.
I had to do the shaggy.
Yeah, it wasn't me.
Like, it's crazy.
I get it. I definitely understand.
So Alicia, what we were gonna definitely both tap on was the fact that you're retired. So
Yes.
congrats on that.
Thank you.
Jordan level, though. You know what I'm saying? I'm retired. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Retired.
At a young age,
Retired out on top.
you gotta wait till you're 65.
No.
You know, you got out the game
I'm out.
early.
I'm
Okay,
out.
we
I'm out.
respect it.
I'm out.
So listen, however,
Yes.
the entrepreneur in you is still thriving.
Very much so.
So tell us a little bit more about that, because you've definitely been able to use social media to
Yes.
still keep that going.
Yes.
So,
Well, I took 2 years to just kind of like sit in, number one, the transition. I grieved it a little bit. I grieved it a lot, actually.
Let's talk about that, because
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of entrepreneurs, they don't understand that a business is a part of you.
Oh, yeah.
it's your baby.
Oh, yeah. I definitely grieved it. But I felt like it was very much so necessary. So what brought it on was not me. It was my husband. And we had our fourth child, and maybe about 6 months into, I'll say about 9 months, into her being alive, he was like, yeah, so God told me we need to fall into alignment, and you need to go on ahead and put that down. You're good. And I'm like, don't play with me. And he's like, you're good. But at the same time, like maybe 6 months leading up to that, everything was telling me your time is coming to an end with this. Like everywhere.
It's confirmation.
It was everywhere. So when he said it, I was like, oh, okay. Say less. So I went through a process of grieving it. I went through a process of making sure all of my clients that I had were in a secure home with someone else. I didn't just cut them dry, because they would find me and be like, so what are we doing? And I would have no choice but to service them. So I just made sure I had a graceful exit, and I sat on that for a while. So in the process of sitting on that for a while, within the last couple of months, God put it on my heart to create a brand called the Lux Ambassador. The Lux Ambassador is me. So it's basically the other side of things. Instead of me offering a service, now I'm offering goods. And they're things that I just really like to create myself at home. I'm very, very, very crafty. Again, very crafty at home. And I'm the girl who, like, I make my own, like, washing systems from the washing machine, and I make my own candles, and I very homestead, right? Very homestead, getting ready to start like growing my own vegetables and fruit at home.
Oh, nice.
I love to garden. I love flowers. I love planting flowers, growing flowers inside, outside. And while we're raising our children, I feel like it's very important for them to see that, because that's like nowhere anymore. And like I said earlier, the neighborhood and the environment I grew up in, the community I grew up in, was very much so a lot of that. So I want my children to still have a piece of that, or be like, I remember mommy was always doing something creative. So yeah, that's how we got here.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's how we got there.
No, that's good stuff.
Thank you.
And you know, and I gotta ask about this because like, and shout out because we know your husband. He's here with us tonight, by the way.
He's over there. Yes.
And with you guys both being creatives, right?
Yes.
And I saw camera. I won't ask in front of camera.
That's fine.
I've seen couples who are both creative, or both who have ingenuity brains or whatnot.
Right.
And they don't do well.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you guys balance both being creatives, both being phenomenal at what you guys do, and still being to maintain a relationship?
A certain level of grace. We are both very, very graceful people. And I think it's really cool, even in the aspect of how God brought us together, that even in some relationships, God will put a less graceful person with a more graceful person. Like he always gives, a balance.
That's good.
But for us, we both carry a lot of humbleness, humility, and grace. So when it comes to us with each other, there's no like bars. There's no restrictions. It's just fly, just be creative. And I think that's one thing that we both find attractive in each other, is that we can just create. Like he'll literally just he'll wake up at like 3:00 in the morning and be like, I got an idea. And I'll be like, okay, what is it? And we just bing, 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 bing. And a lot of that has a lot to do with hope. We both have so much faith and so much hope. And the faith in both of us in our own spiritual lives is enough to propel each other in what we do.
Ooh.
So I think that's how we're able to be creatives and coexist as co-creatives in our own individual ways, and coming together to make a lot of supernova ideas, things happen.
I like that supernova idea.
Yeah, like whoa. And it just works. It just works. Also, because I'm a creative, it is hard for me to be disciplined and be organized, right? But because I know he's absolutely not, like at all, I know I have to be. So sometimes I look at us like kites, right? Like we're both just flying, just cruising in the air with no anchor. And sometimes I'll be like, okay, God will be like, anchor. And I'll be like, oh, somebody's got an anchor. And he'll be like, so I'm going to keep flying. And I'll be like, all right, but listen, what we got to do is I'm going to go ahead and go down an anchor, and then I'm going to come back up. And you just get your flying out, okay? You're going ahead and fly. Then we'll switch, right?
Yeah.
And he's really good at that. He'll be like, all right, cool. I'll come down, I'll handle the anchor, and then I'll let you fly. And then God will be like, all right, that was cute. Y'all listened. Cool. Go ahead, pull it up. Y'all can fly wherever you want to fly. So that's kind of how that works.
That's a great analogy, by the way.
Thanks.
It is, actually.
I hope y'all taking notes.
That's the best way I can describe it.
That's real. Cause like I see it too often. Cause like the analogy of the cat, I see they're both flying.
Yeah.
And one trying to fly higher than the other.
Yep.
I'm going
Yeah.
a little higher. And then what happens? What happens? They fly away.
Yeah.
Or go in different
And they
directions.
go-
Yeah.
You know, they
separate
catch the
ways.
wrong wind. And you got to watch the wind. You got to go with the wind. And especially as a woman and as a wife as a woman, you have to understand how to listen to the wind. You have to know God is showing you within the wind, hey, this is what's happening. And while he is out here getting it, you got to do your job to make sure everything is anchored.
All right.
So I've come to understand, you know.
I feel like a book coming on called Anchor.
Anchor! Okay.
That could be.
Listen.
Anchored in the Lord. Hello.
Amen.
You heard it first in Pool Experience.
Yes,
That's right.
don't be surprised if it come out.
No,
okay?
listen.
Okay,
That's
for sure.
dope. That's dope. I like that.
Thank you.
Best New York bestseller right
It's
there.
coming.
That's right.
All
That's
right.
right. Believe it by faith.
Yes.
So since we're on that subject,
Yeah.
let's talk about marriage, motherhood, and entrepreneurship. A lot of people don't think it's possible. How do you maintain all three sides simultaneously?
Okay, that's a really good question. Excuse me. I would have to say I compartmentalize a lot.
Okay.
That's the best way I can explain that, how I stay keep my sanity. Who I am in this, I don't even see as who I am in this.
Wow.
And I don't see who I am in this. I see this, this, and this. And I know this has to happen, that has to happen, this has to happen. And I have to look like something while I'm doing these.
Wow.
Right? But I never look at
that's
them as one big conglomerate because I would lose my mind.
Yeah.
So it's also something that I'm still chipping at through time. Time has been very graceful to me within this situation. God has been so amazing with time and just letting me develop, allowing me to understand what it looks like at each stage, even with each stage of our children, because we have children at every stage. We've got a 18-year-old, we've got a 15-year-old, a 7, and a 2-year-old.
Oh, God bless
Wow,
you.
you're a little boo.
Every age. So at every age, you know, as a mother, being cognitive of what each one of those ages need, that's something you get over time. As a wife, understanding, especially for a creative who is, I mean, just full of creative ideas all the time. I have to understand how to leave a certain reserve of energy to be able to manage all of that.
Wow.
And still have energy to run what I need to run for myself. So it's compartmentalization for me and just understanding and knowing, okay, I try to organize, right? I try to organize my time. I try to organize my energy. I try to make sure, you know, this is what my week looks like. Now, what I have for Friday might happen on Tuesday. What I have for Monday might happen on Thursday. What I got for Wednesday might not happen at all, or might not happen for 2 more weeks. But as long as I can visually see it, and I understand, okay, when I wake up today, this is what I have to knock down. Like, if y'all only knew what I knocked down today. Whoa. Even just sitting here today, I'm like, wow, I did that. Wow. So, you know, it's just one foot after another. In this particular season, God is really just showing me that as long as I prioritize what needs to be done for me, I can flow everything else around.
A cozy mood. Shea butter and warm sugar is where it's at. Or maybe you're more in a champagne spritz and roses type mood. Whatever the mood, set it with one of these Febreze Air Mist fragrances today.
And I didn't always see it that way before. Sometimes I would let not going to the gym happen. Sometimes I would let not eating for the day happen. Sometimes I would let not reading my Bible happen. But there are certain things that I understand in this season that are non-negotiable for me. And that's being in my Bible, that's being in my prayer closet, that's being in the gym, and that's also being non-negotiable with what I put in my body. Those things,
Bars.
it's there. From there, I'm full. So then I can pour, 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 I can pour. And even outside of my house, I pour, I serve, I give. I love that. I really truly believe that that is at the core who I am, is a person in servitude and a person who is to lead by example, by pouring and showing and doing. So yeah, as long as I'm full, then I can pour out and replenish.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. Thanks.
I'm taking notes because like
Woo! 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 It took me a while to get here, but we're here.
All right.
We're here.
That's what's up. So what else can we expect from you? Because like I said, you're doing a little bit, you
Yeah.
know, but still respecting what you guys, you know, worked
Yes.
out as far as you
Yep.
taking it a little easy.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
But is there something else? We already kind of, you know, spoken to existence that, you know, author might be
Listen,
on that, you know,
I can't wait
list
to have
at
that
some
clip.
point,
It's
you
coming.
know.
We
It's
got the
coming for
book.
sure.
I'm
Yeah.
like, remember when she
Yeah.
said that?
No, for sure.
Yeah, yo,
For sure.
Clip it and send it to her.
For
okay?
sure. That's a fact. No,
So,
I'm definitely
you know,
doing
besides
that.
that in the future,
Yeah.
what else is there, you know, venture-wise that you would like to, you know, maybe partake in the future?
So there's actually something that I just stepped into also outside of the Lux Ambassador. It is something that has called to me. It's inescapable. It has created itself. It has branded itself outside of me. I just had to step in and show up. So, and it's called the Batty Prayer Warriors.
Come on.
Oh, okay.
So this started about almost a year ago with a girlfriend of mine who was like, so I need you to pray for me, but I've got like 3 other my homegirls. I need you to just come over and just talk to us and just pray with us. And I was like, all right, I can do that. That's easy. So I do it, and like we're all blown away. We're all like, what just happened? Like, this was beautiful.
It's powerful.
And my friend, shout out to Shantae, she was like, we need to keep this going. So then we bring in our mutual friend, whose name is Jennifer. And then we bring in another person, and then it starts bubbling into this small group that we have, right?
Yeah.
So the next thing I know, I've got about 5 or 6. I call them my 5 Fast and Furious, right? So I've got like that's them for real, all the way across the board. So my 5, we are meeting like every other week in my back patio, and we're like studying the word, and we're praying, and you know, we're just getting a deeper capacity of God through sistership and through fellowship. And since then, it has become like this thing. So there's about 20 women that are in the group. We are the Batty Prayer Warriors. Wow. And in the group, every day, someone different reads a chapter of whatever book that we're in. So we're currently in the book of Mark. And then at the end of every day, once whoever is done reading, I have like a review question. And then at the end of the month, we come together and we fellowship. We talk. We go a review of the last book that we went over. And we do it in like a real cool, unique way. Like I put games in place and a lot of like team building that we do together. So this thing is just like taking off. So yeah, that I don't know what it is, but I'm being obedient. I love doing it. I thoroughly enjoy it. There's women of every type of age in the group. And just the sense of sisterhood, fellowship, coming together, being vulnerable, and just getting to understand the word in this season with what's going on outside. It's just very grounding. It's wonderful. So that's what I've got coming up. Going
Shout out
on.
to y'all.
Yeah.
Because like I feel like in today's age, we need. Because I'm pretty sure my mom and them wasn't talking about no baddies.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact.
But they rose to their time. But I feel like in
Our time.
our time,
Yes.
we have to be
Yes.
relevant to the time that we're in.
For sure. For
'Cause
sure.
Jesus did it during this time.
That's a fact.
We have to understand.
Come to their level.
There we go.
Exactly.
Not only that, everybody in there are baddies. Okay, like let's start there. Okay, everybody in there is baddies. Everybody in there are like complete bosses at what they do. So that's like wonderful. But also, speaking to what you were saying, we even read from the Bible. What is it? The Gen Z Bible. We've got a Gen Z Bible.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I just got introduced to that.
The
I wasn't
Gen
here.
Z.
I remember the Message Bible was the most like the
Right,
most
right, yes,
relevant one.
yes.
And then how radical that was.
Right. Oh no, this is crazy.
Oh, okay.
This is
I ain't even hip.
This is wild.
Okay.
Okay. This is whoa. This is like there's emojis in it. Like it's a good time. It's a real good time, and it's just in our lingo. It's in a way we can understand. Now, granted, we still have our regular traditional Bible that we also tap into, but that keeps us motivated. That keeps us understanding. Like, oh, so that's what Jesus was saying.
Listen, come on now. And like I was in church, the pastor he said the purpose of any good teacher is to bring the lesson, like taking the cookies off the top
That's
shelf
right.
and bring it to the bottom
That's
so
right.
that we can understand.
Hello.
That's good.
Right? And man, listen, it's a great time to be in the church. I'll tell you that.
I get it.
Yeah. And shout out to Michael Tucker. I remember watching Transformation Church, and he was talking about how the point of having smaller groups.
Yes.
Because it makes you feel like you're part of the community.
For sure. For
Makes
sure.
you feel like, you're or where we're going through is more relevant to the people in front of you.
Yes. For sure.
And I know as a millennial, we need that.
That's a fact.
We do.
Yes.
And I'm not saying the days, but I feel like that's more relevant
Oh,
to us as
sure.
millennials. Yeah.
so many people are completely scatterbrained, asleep. People are not focusing on anything other than what's in the phone or what's in a screen. Excuse me. And that's fine, but you still have to discipline yourself to get into the Word because you need to be able to tap into the Holy Spirit and what the Holy Spirit is unctioning you to do in these times. And if we are not making sure that we're sensitive in our spirit to what God is calling us to do, we'll miss it. And every person needs to be accounted for in these times. Especially when we're talking about kingdom building and kingdom fellowship and coming together and having kingdom businesses. You gotta know.
I think I might hit it too much tonight.
He said, I'm done.
You've been overworking it. I can
I'm done. Yeah, no, for sure. So
that's good stuff
that's
right
where
there.
I'm at.
Okay, so we're gonna have a relationship book come in. Then we're gonna have the Batty's Prayer Warrior book journal.
For
Okay,
sure.
all
And that's
that's dope.
exactly what I've been doing. That's what I've been doing. So, for those of you who are watching or in the group, every single day, the review question that I have, and I just also started the social media for that page, and it's literally only been going for like a week, if that. But it's a lot of content on there, and you'll notice, like right now, we're studying also the whole armor of God.
Okay.
So we take each piece of the whole armor of God, break it down. With the biblical verse that ties to it, and also what the reference is to us as women of God, and how we should be implementing these pieces into our life and in prayer. So there's a review question with each one, and the whole purpose is for me to come back together, create a little journal, a little ebook, so that we can get that out there and women can identify and be a baddie. That praise. Yeah.
That's dope.
Thank you.
That is okay.
That's all him. I have nothing to do with that. Like, all God, all God, all God.
right.
I
That's
couldn't have
how
came
it
up with this if I tried, okay? For sure.
So, man, let's say this young lady who's watching it right now who's like, I want to be a baddie. How can they become part of the
Okay.
baddie network?
So this is how we get on the network, right? Because it is an intimate group. So right now, the way I have it structured is you can follow the Batty Prayer Warriors on Instagram. Pay attention to, and Facebook, pay attention to when we have the meetups, because the meetups is when we really like have a sense of community. I like to get to know people for face value and speak to you and speak to your spirit, pour into you in person. So you got to show up to when we have the meetups. So I will be putting out there those locations, and from there you can get integrated into our little system.
All right, y'all. So don't miss out. Now.
Yeah, show up.
Where? So there's what was the male equivalent of a baddie? What the Davids? We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
I'm waiting on Ryan to figure that out. How about that?
We'll figure it out.
What's that look like, Ryan?
Me and Ron talk the word. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
What is that called? Yeah, I don't know. The discipleship? the I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
even,
I don't know. They gotta have a catchy phrase.
Yeah,
too,
yeah,
now.
I'm gonna say-
They gotta be able to hook the mix.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
gotta
right.
be.
I didn't even make the Batty prayer, so I don't even. I don't know.
All right, Lord,
We're gonna work on it,
give it
guys.
to you for
We're
the
gonna
end of
talk
this
about it.
podcast.
We're gonna talk about it.
Yep.
That's right.
Work on it.
Yeah. 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 I don't have that.
It's okay, madam. So we actually going to do a part two. We might have Ryan next time.
That's fine.
Talk about relationships
He
and
can come
whatnot.
on.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna
because the
do
relationships
For
need
sure.
help out here too.
That's a fact.
Yeah,
That's
Okay,
absolutely.
we need to
fact.
base it on some kingdom.
Yeah,
okay?
that's right.
So,
That's
yeah,
right.
That would,
Yeah,
be,
so
that would be a good one.
That might part two, y'all. Make sure y'all look out for that one.
We'll do that. We can bring him in. He can come in for sure.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
So with that being said, with you being a honorary Clevelander, right?
Yes.
And this, I guess, is a great question because you've been in Warren, you've been in Cleveland,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Have you noticed, or since you've been in Cleveland, that there was kind of a stigma of Cleveland not being a collaborative place?
Absolutely. That's why I go so hard for collaborating with so many people.
Okay.
And I'm the perfect person for it because I'm not from here. See how God do that? Yeah. Number one, I know I'm the person who puts people together. I love to bring people together. I love to bring businesses together. I when I hear you speaking certain things and I'm like, I have a person I know that can help you. Like, I'm going to do it. It's not
Yeah.
even a question. I'm not even going to ask you about it. I'm going to be like, so here's the group chat and blah, 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 blah. Here we go. Like, hands down. So, yes, when I first got to Cleveland, I found that it was very cliquey. It was very, each circle. And not only that, one thing still that I don't quite understand is the West Siders stay on the West side and the East Siders stay on the East
It
side.
is divided.
Yeah.
And then there's like Upper East Side and then down the way. Like, what are we talking about
Yeah.
here? Why are we not one city? Like, okay, I guess we're boroughs. Stand strong, 10 toes down on that. So yeah, coming into the city, definitely wanted to make a name for myself, especially with being a creative and teaching dance, because when I first got here, I was teaching dance and also doing choreography, working with a lot of high-level women, whether it be with the Cavs or whether it be with, background dancers for certain artists. Like, between that and makeup, I was like, oh no, we're going to break down these walls. Because I'm not just a one-side girl. Like, oh no, what are we talking about? You on the west side? Cool, I'm on my way. It's going to take me 25 minutes to get over there, but I'm coming. I think that's also another thing why people be like, nah, that's too far. I'd be like, do you know where I'm from? I would love to have the opportunity, like, because I'm from such a small town. And I grew up with, like, big city girl dreams. Like, God already had that in me. Like, you got to be out there.
Yeah.
You can't be here. So, I would get to Cleveland when I first got here. I would drive everywhere.
Wow.
I would be everywhere. I would be like, oh, okay. To a point where, like, one of my first jobs when I first got here was I used to teach dance for the Boys and Girls Clubs. All of them.
And oh wow.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
And he'd be like, Ryan would be like, where are you at? And I'd be like, I'm on MLK. And da, 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 da. He'd be like, what? what time do you leave there? And I'd be like, like 6 o'clock. He'd be like, I'll be in the parking lot.
Right.
Oh, what are you doing? I'm like, all right. Like, what? Wow. I don't know.
At least he knew.
Yeah, he knew. Oh, no, he knew. And I was driving a little Audi. I thought I was cute. And he like, yeah, get over here. Get back to your side of town. So, yeah, I definitely made it my business to break down that stigma and to just welcome everybody here and to kind of just gracefully be in all of those circles. And I do it in a way so delicately that it's not a thing. Yeah, it's not a thing. It's just, I'm just there.
So you were a disruptor.
Yeah.
Come on.
Heck yeah, I came here what? I didn't come here to be quiet.
Shout out to the disruptors.
Yeah.
right.
Hello.
Much needed.
So let me ask you that. With that being said, with you being a disruptor, how do you feel like we can change the narrative of Cleveland not being a collaborative place, in your opinion?
I would have to say finding what those common grounds are.
Ooh.
Finding where those lines intersect, because they do intersect, but people just aren't loud about it. There's times I'm in certain circles that people will be like real quiet, and I'll be like, you real quiet. Like any other time, you real loud when you be with me, but now that we outside, you real, you okay, cute. So be you all the time. Also, there's a lot of people here that have, like, Cleveland stands on having a name, having clout, having, you know, like, which is cool. That's fine. I mean, if you earned it, you own it, fine. However, don't be too cool that you get lost in who you want to be versus who you really are.
That's true.
There's that. There's a lot of
That's
that.
good.
Because I'm a disruptor, excuse me, I'm also a spiritual disruptor. So when I get one-on-one time with people, which has happened a lot because I do makeup and people are most vulnerable because their face is blank and nobody's ever seen their face blank but me. You know, now your guard's down and I really get to see who you really are. And a lot of these, especially women, are beautiful as who they are. And then they like put their cape on and they go out the door and I'm like, wow, she is not acting who she really is at all. And it's like, but who you are is so wonderful and so pleasant. And then I go back to all these other different circles and they're like, why are you friends with her? She's just gonna da-da-da. I'm like, you don't know her like I do.
Wow.
Because I'm a spiritual disruptor. Get that up out of here, baby. We gonna really have
We need to get on a t-shirt, by the way.
Yeah,
We
spiritual.
we need to get on a t-shirt.
I like that. I like that.
That's dope.
That's me. I'm gonna do that every time.
Time so, Steve.
I like that. I like that one. Because she is me. Yes. Yes.
That's
Yes.
dope. Okay, so let me ask you this. Since you are a master collaborator,
Yes.
what aspirations?
It's okay.
Who can we hope to see you collaborate in the future? What entity, corporation, person?
Well, I will say in the future, and especially coming in the near future, I see a lot of things of my husband and I doing together in spreading kingdom relationships. What it is to stand on principles and stand on God's real word and not necessarily religion, and what he expects from families, from husbands, from wives, from marriages. And not to say that we are perfect by any means, because we are not, but we study the word and we understand spiritually for us who God calls us to be in our community as a staple couple. So what I would like to do and what I see in the future is working with big corporations, with my husband as a unit, as one, to just shine light on what being together and staying together under God's unity looks like.
That's dope. Let me hit that couple times for that one. That's a great aspiration right there.
Yeah. So that would have to be that would be it. Like, and we've got some pretty cool things coming up. I'm not gonna talk about it. But
Okay.
we've got some pretty cool things that are just happening. We're not even like actively seeking to be like, well, let's go together and let's like, it's just happening. So as that is happening and we're climbing that ladder together, that's him. I would like to see us working with big corporations on a big level to really just shine light on that.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. And in my crazy mind, I know they're watching.
Yeah.
So y'all know hit
Of course they are.
Oh, yeah.
This is episode 280. I know they watching. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
That's a fact. Yes.
I receive it.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
All right, well, Mrs.
Yes.
Alicia, you have been giving us so much. You've been lighting that thing up.
I really
okay. Clearly, you can tell he loves his toys.
I get it.
But you know what? With every right.
Yes.
So when it comes to legacy for you,
Yes.
it's gonna be grand now. But legacy for you as an individual, but also legacy for you because like I said, yet again, you're still an entrepreneur.
For sure.
Still doing your
Absolutely.
thing. So what would you like the legacy to be for you as a person, for you as a businesswoman?
whatever God calls for that to be, I'm going to be obedient in that. One thing that I really love, again, when I was having the kite analogy with my husband and I, is that I understand how to let God lead. And let God lead my husband, and then let God lead me as being over our children. So whatever that legacy is, whatever that destination is, it's one that I look for it to, number one, have God all over it. And number two, it be something that our children can walk in. Because our children are trained and they understand, we don't take this lightly. And anything that we do it at 1,010%. So whatever God calls us to do in the remainder of our lives and the remainder of my life, whatever God wants me to do, whether it's pouring into women, whether it's whatever it is, whatever that is, it's like I can see a lot of things in my spiritual gifts. I can't see that. Okay. So I don't know what that is, but I love that God has me like that because it makes me lean on him. So whatever he has for that legacy, I would like for it to be one that is completely drenched in him, completely drenched in all things Jesus, and something that our children can step up. And even if it's not what they want to do, they can ensure and make sure that they are walking through those same qualities.
That's a fantastic thing.
That's the way I can answer that.
That's a wonderful answer. I'm loving it. Listen, not only are we loving it, but I'm sure those that are watching, those that are listening are loving this as well. You are inspiring and motivating them in more ways than one.
Thank you.
Okay. And when we, as we're winding things down,
Yes.
I just need you to give us 3 of key takeaways.
You dropping them gems,
yeah,
madam.
you have.
I have,
You ain't
huh?
been hitting up for nothing.
I have.
What would you like for those 3 takeaways to be for someone tonight?
Number 1, make sure you know who you are, and make sure you know who you are in Christ. That's first.
Yep.
That's first.
That's a great one.
Don't be lost in that. And that doesn't mean you have to be holier than thou and no, just go find him. It's actually a way cooler life than what you think.
Ooh.
It's real dope because I abide my life by that, and I know I'm cool. So that's number 1. Number 2 takeaway. Make sure that you are seeking God's advice when it comes to getting a partner. And make sure that whatever your heart is desiring to do, whatever seeds God has placed in you for you to do in this lifetime, whoever he has called you to be, make sure that that assignment aligns with your partner that you want to be with.
Okay.
That's like counterculture, though. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I know.
Really is.
It is. That's what I'm saying.
We definitely do part 2. We gotta do part 2. Because like you about to change the game with that one.
I'm sorry. I'm coming off the top of my head with these. Number 3 would be when it comes to entrepreneurship, do it. Do it. Don't let the cycles of this world, people in this world who are under those cycles, stop you from being who you are called to be, or stop you from doing what God has called you to do. That doesn't necessarily mean you have to leave your job that you already have or whatever it may be, but there are certain people that are called to do certain things, and it might be on a very small scale or on a very large scale. But imagine if you have a wall and it's made of bricks and one brick is missing. How stable is that wall going to be? That wall is our kingdom. It's the kingdom of God. If you don't show up and be your stone in the brick and mortar of the wall, you're not doing your job. And because you're not doing your job, now there's vulnerability in there. You got to show up and do your job. And a lot of that has to do with entrepreneurship and having enough faith, enough wisdom, and understanding in God to step out and be that person.
What a way to end it.
Those would be my
All
thing.
right.
Those would be And I could keep going.
No,
we
listen.
see that now.
I got more.
Listen.
You got.
definitely see
So we
that.
got to do a part 2.
We do.
Right.
And when we do part 2,
We do.
we're gonna deep dive in. Cause like I said, I'm listening to it, and like I said, when I scroll my timeline, you hear the
Yeah.
opposite of these things.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
And these are things that people need to hear.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm saying them with my chest out. Bold. Okay? Standing 10 toes down. There are too many relationships, too many marriages that are failing. There are too many people that are the me, I right now. And you have to understand nothing about right now in survival is about me, and I. Everything is about our sense of community and how we operate together, how we can come together to be better within our businesses, within our churches, within our relationships, within our households, within our children, and within our marriages. We have to learn how to shut off our flesh of ourselves and really look at everybody else and see how we can help and pour into everybody else. That's it.
One last one, cause so speaker, we got to talk about you being the speaker. You know.
Yeah.
That was powerful right there.
He gave me a lot. Okay, he gave me a lot to work with. So I just try to operate and yield in obedience and do what he tells me to do and show up how I know I need to show up.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's why I'm here.
So part 2.
Yeah, I won't be alone though. Even though I'm never alone, I won't be alone.
So let me ask you this. Most important question about the whole interview.
Yeah.
Where do people learn more? Where can they learn about the Lux Ambassador? Where can they just get more of your products, your services, and be a Batty?
Yeah,
Hey.
that praise. So just follow me. Follow me on my social media. It's my name, Mrs. _Alisha _Sparks _Gullatt. Can you write that somewhere on the screen?
It's gonna be in there.
As you guys are watching this and you guys
Yeah.
are listening, it'd be boom right
Yeah,
there.
bam.
Boom, right there.
Cause it's long. I got a long name.
And I will
know.
have it right in there for you guys.
Hey, follow me on there, and then you'll be able to be directed to each other platform that I have and that I stand in. Also, shout out to Wolfie White. Wolfie White is in the building. Definitely one of my husband's creations that I love Wolfie White. Wolfie White is one of my babies as well. Even though he created it, it's ours.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right.
Come
Now,
find
could
me.
you elaborate a little bit for those that don't know about Wolfie White?
Oh, yeah, let's
'cause
talk
we didn't get to
about
touch
it.
on that, so I
Oh.
guess we can end on that. Note.
Yeah. So Wolfie White is a gel nail polish company.
Okay.
That is elite in its brand. It's been featured on Beyonce's parade. What was it called? The Black Parade. It's been in Essence. It's been everywhere. Okay, and it really blew up during the pandemic. Believe it or not. But very high quality polish and white toes. Get yours. That's all I can talk about. Make sure you go find it. Get you some so that you can get yours too.
All right.
Okay. All right.
That's it.
Madam, we appreciate you coming
Thank you so
on
much.
and bless us with the word we need to hear.
Yeah.
Okay?
What a way to
And
end the night.
inspiring and encouraging those, that who might have been stagnant or just didn't know need direction, need to be anchored.
For sure.
That's
Anchored is the word.
Yeah, the anchor is the
Anchored
word.
is the
Look,
word.
Sesame Street, like the word of the
Yeah,
day.
yeah. It's anchored. Okay.
Anchored.
Anchored. That's it. That's the word for me for sure.
So we appreciate you, man.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So we got to pay the bills, y'all.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Steve, March 23rd, right? Yes, guys. My brother and I will be at Miss Nicole Miller's Girl Talk, March 23rd. We'll be on the panel with some phenomenal men, Jamar from Launch Arts, Mr. Lawrence Adams.
Awesome.
Also, my man Walt Patton from Ghetto Therapy. We will be there. We're talking about relationships, manhood, God, and everything. This is her first male panel, by the way. If you know
amazing.
Nicole
Yeah.
Miller, I know.
Awesome.
Me and Steve will bring it, right, Steve?
Yeah.
It's gonna be a phenomenal time. So please get your tickets. It's gonna be great. So please get your tickets for that.
All right. So we don't.
Oh yeah. You know what? Yeah. My bad. I did it again. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. Oh my goodness.
I got him.
I
got him.
Yeah, that's why I'm bringing my homie.
I get it.
My
got
homie.
you.
I get it.
I got you.
I got you.
Man
Keep it
Cave.
going.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shout out to Snore Edwards and to Demetrius Harvey. We will be at the Grand Resort Hotel.
Okay.
April 12th to the 13th. We have my man Philly Weed. We have Mr. Waverly Willis. We have my pastor, Pastor Judah Early, who's speaking. It'll be a time for brotherhood, educating, just giving wisdom to every generation, from older generation to young generation. It's going to be a time for men to come together and to do great things. So do me a favor, get tickets for that. That's coming April 12th to the 13th. Those tickets are being sold on the Pink and Black Honors, and we'll have it in the show notes also.
Awesome.
That's right.
Now I'm going to hand over
All
to my
right, now
homie.
we can come to me.
Wait a minute. Before, you know that's where I'm from. Where that's gonna
Oh
be at?
yeah,
is
out
boy,
here.
right.
Okay.
So I mean, you might come in, maybe. We might see you, we might not know.
Nothing disappeared. I go there when I have to. Okay. Grand Resort, shout out to you. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. For sure.
All right, well, we can't wait to be in the building. So it's gonna be a good time.
Absolutely.
Well, listen, you guys, make sure you guys tune into my podcast, Beauty Told.
on, y'all.
Thank you. Again, give you guys great relationship advice, and not just myself. I always have great guests on. Somebody thought you're on, girl.
Come on, girl.
And we are just taking those relationship topics. We're really breaking them down. And again, guys, if you can learn from our mistakes, if you can learn from what we've learned, then we know there was a story well told on Beauty Told. And shout out to
Bars.
Bree.
I
Shout
love
out to
that.
Bree. Over
Mama
from
Bree.
Studios. I don't even recognize Beauty Told anymore. Okay, she has transformed my baby into something phenomenal. And again, it is just really to be able to get to more of you guys, so that way we can have healthy, growing relationships out here. Okay.
Come on now.
So again, I hope to see y'all there. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll catch y'all real soon.
And shout out to my homie Brittany, man, because, man, I remember when she didn't want to be for the camera, now she doing her
Holy
thing.
Lord. God is good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Listen,
Yeah.
talk about this, okay?
I love that.
Yes.
Yes.
And
It
guys,
is.
if you guys subscribe to the Bullet Spirit, I need you to go right there and when you go on YouTube, BB Toast right there. So ain't no excuse.
None.
Do it.
0.
Lastly,
That's
guys.
not the only podcast, right?
That's the only podcast. Let me hit it a couple times.
Purpose pusher over here.
Come
Okay.
on.
Hype. Okay.
Listen, my brother Steve Sensei, he has his own podcast also, guys.
Okay.
Alien Eye Photo Industry Talk.
Yeah.
Phenomenal podcast. We had a show notes, so I need you guys to make sure you subscribe. Listen to that. Phenomenal tips, tricks,
Yes.
things you want to learn about the industry. He's telling them about it. He's giving y'all the gems.
Okay.
Okay, he dropping them.
Okay.
Y'all make sure y'all tune in. Okay.
Where the button? I need to subscribe.
That's right.
Okay.
Yes, so guys, check that out. Okay. What else you got, Brittany? I am bad at this.
All right, so of course we would be nothing without Nakia.
Come on.
2 you ones.
Yeah.
Grand opening coming soon.
Yes.
Next month,
Y'all
April
stay tuned for
25.
that.
So make sure, listen, it's gonna be a moment.
That's amazing.
It's gonna be a movie. We're gonna make a movie.
Hey,
Steve, you making a movie?
you right, okay.
Movie.
It's party time.
I
How
love
about
party
that?
time.
Make sure I'm in the building.
Oh, for
Come on
sure.
now.
Come
I'm
on
showing
now.
up. I'm coming.
You already know.
Let's go.
So,
Let's collab.
Let's do it.
Come
Let's
on.
do it.
Listen. So yes, y'all. And if you want a good time, 2 you wines every single time. I got one too. I got one too. The kid over there, she know what time it is.
I get it.
Shout out to the queen in the building.
Yes. And also, guys, we have a phenomenal team here at the Book
Yes, we
Experience.
do.
We got Michelle Louise. She's not here, but she probably
Kill
gonna
you.
flip my ear
Kill
later
you.
on. But if you guys need help with your scheduling, with your business, with the organization,
Yeah.
she's the one for you because she's the one helping take her podcast from a podcast to a business.
Yeah.
And she does a great job of following up, scheduling, keeps us on track.
Yeah.
Because we got a lot of stuff going on, as you can see.
Yeah.
And when you need that for your business, make sure you check out her MGM Virtual Assistants.
That's right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
MJ, I know he always do that. He do, and I'm up here like,
Yeah.
I should know the
It's
correction by
okay.
now.
It's all right. It's okay.
Yes. It's all the show.
There we go.
Thank God for the show.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Beauty be told.
He do. He do.
It's all right.
Chopping my baby.
We can
up.
read.
That's all right.
We can read. It's okay.
That's right.
It's okay.
Amen.
It's
Thank you.
okay.
One step free.
We
Yes.
got it.
Bless your
We can
hearts.
read.
Also, guys, do me a favor. Check out Sam Walks, the #1 hostess in Cleveland. Okay.
All
She will
right.
be hosting the Curvy Convention here in Cleveland.
Oh, yeah.
So do me a favor. You guys gotta have an event, runaway, red carpet. She's the one you want to have. Okay. She's our director of social events, so she can be yours also. Okay.
Hey.
Lastly, I want to make sure that we shout out Bree from Overflow Studios and whatnot. She is the master editor. She also, I got 2 senseis, you know.
Okay.
I got photography sensei,
Yeah.
I got editing sensei, you know. She's the one I'll call up and whatnot to help me get better. And she can help take your production to the next level. If you want to be visually stunning, she's the one you want to call.
Okay.
Gotta get everybody.
I believe so. I hope so.
I hope so.
All right. I
Yes,
love
God.
y'all.
Yes.
If not, charge it to their heart, not their mind.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yes, yes,
Exactly.
ma'am.
Yes. Like
Yes,
the church
ma'am.
say amen.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay.
But I do want to end on this, guys. I want to thank you, the person watching, you, the person listening, because, guys, as of right now, God is good.
Yes.
Episode 280, road to 300, but as of right now, we're at 20,000 subscribers, 8.3 million views. And I don't want to disregard that as just being off chance or just something that's supposed to happen. That doesn't happen. It rarely happens. And we're talking about Cleveland, Ohio.
Correct.
Because you guys will listen to great stories like hers and other great entrepreneurs that we have. And guys, we're not slowing down at all.
No.
We're gonna do this till we old and old.
Come
and
on.
Right. And the
That's
rocking chair
right.
still
rocking
going.
chairs.
Okay.
That's
That's
right,
right.
Get where we was at.
I get it.
right.
And be like, we got it. We got it.
We back on
We
track.
back.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Because, like, guys, whether you have 5 followers or 5 million, if you have a story that's going to encourage, empower, and just educate people, we want you on this podcast. And that's the great thing about Cleveland. It's becoming a hub now
Yeah.
of creatives, change makers, and innovators in the city. So until then, we're going to keep rocking this thing.
Come on.
That's right.
So we just want to thank y'all once again. And this is episode 280. We'll see y'all next week.
We will.
Peace, y'all.